What is going on, everyone? We are back here, play-by-play, live reactions to Florida State going up against Gonzaga. Sorry about the technical difficulties. My webcam just went off. We are back on now between both of these teams. Score tied up 2-2 as we are back. Hopefully, nothing is wrong with my camera. Now we should be able to get back to action here. So I'm going to update you guys with the score. Let me know who you like down below as well as we are back to action underway. 2-2 right now with 18:45 left to go before halftime. Gonzaga with the ball, left elbow here. They're trying to dribble baseline. They kick the ball back outside for the Zags. They have it at the top of the key. Josh Perkins passes, trying to go inside left elbow with that one. Brandon Clark kicks it back outside. Corey Kispert, jumper, no good. Rebound by Florida State here. So we are here to action. 2-2 now to score with 18:20 left to go. Florida State missed it. Gonzaga gets the ball back on the rebound. They set it up now with 18:10 left to go in the first. Still 2-2 to score, and a travel on the play committed by Gonzaga. We just got into this game right now. Just started up a new stream on my channel because of technical difficulties with the camera. That something just happened with the webcam, but I am back here. So here we are back to action. Florida State gets it past the timeline here for the Seminoles. Left wing of that three-point perimeter. They have it. Trent Forrest with the ball dribbling towards the right wing here. Forrest lobs it up over the top underneath the basket for Florida State. They kick it back outside. Left wing, three, no good. Rimmed down by MJ Walker on the play, but we got a foul called with 17:47 left to go in the first. We have 17:47 left to go in the first. Christ Kumaji already with two personal fouls on the game so far for the Seminoles right now. Fiadu Cabangeli, the leading scorer, comes off the bench now for the Seminoles. Gonzaga gets the ball back in the inbound. 17:40 left to go. And trying to drive inside, and they bank it home right off the basket. Goes up and in. 4-2 right now. Zags up on top by 2. Inside for Florida State, no good, but a foul called on the play. So a foul committed by Gonzaga on the play, so Florida State will be shooting at the free throw line. I'm going to update you guys with the score. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. We have 17:41 left to go in the first. Florida State at the free throw line here with Trent Forrest. Trent Forrest at the free throw line for the Seminoles. First shot, it goes down. 4-3 to score right now. Second shot at the free throw line. That was no good. Hit off the front part of the iron, though. Welcome back, Midwest Sports. Thank you so much, man. Something happened to my camera or something like that. That I had to start up a new stream again because my Logitech webcam went off for some reason. I think it was like the Wi-Fi, but I'm back on here now. So thank you so much, man, for coming back here. 3, top of the key, no good by Gonzaga. Rebounded by Florida State. And I'm going to update you guys with the score. 4-3, Gonzaga is up currently by 1 point. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. This is Behind New York Basketball on YouTube, as I do play-by-play of March Madness games here in the Sweet 16. Gonzaga playing defense now. Florida State with the ball. Left wing of that three-point perimeter. Trent Forrest dribbles towards the top of the key. Lobs it to the left elbow here. They dribble back outside. Fiadu Cabangeli, the leading scorer off the bench with the ball, passes it top of the key here to MJ Walker. Walker trying to go inside. Spin move by Florida State. No good. And it gets rebounded by Gonzaga. Gonzaga takes it past the timeline. Burst of speed trying to go inside. A huge block from behind right there by Terrence Mann as the ball gets swatted out of bounds on the play with 16:34 left to go in the first. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. Right now, Gonzaga has a 1-point lead, 4-3, 16:34 left to go. As we got Tim back in the chat. What is up, Tim? Thanks so much, man, for getting back in the chat. We are back to action here. Gonzaga with an inbound. Florida State almost with a trap, but here we are. Jumper at the top of the free throw circle. Goes down for the Zags right there. Number 21 for Gonzaga. Hits it down. Rui Hachimura. 16:15 left to go in the first. 6-3. Zags up by 3. Florida State with the ball. At the top of the key here. They pass it. Left corner with the ball now. This is Trent Forrest. Forrest trying to take it inside. He's at the left elbow. Forrest in the key. Forrest spin move. Kicks it back out on top, and the ball goes behind the backcourt and out of bounds right there. It's a turnover by Florida State. Leonard Hamilton not too happy with that one right now. 15:53 left to go in the first. Gonzaga right now with a 6-3 lead at the moment. If you're new to my channel, hit that like button, guys, down below. Subscribe to my channel as well, as this is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. I do play-by-play the March Madness game, so stay in the know here with my channel throughout the March Madness tournament. So here we are on our first commercial break of this game. Right now, as Tim had a football game today, he scored a 99 game-winning touchdown. Can't believe it. Wow, man, that is incredible. Congrats, man. That's awesome. Wow. So big shout-out to Tim right there for his incredible 99-yard game-winning touchdown today in his football game. Awesome job, man. As if you're new to my channel, hit that like button, guys, down below. Subscribe as well, as I call play-by-play of March Madness games. So I did do a stream a few minutes ago, but it looks like I lost Wi-Fi on that one, so I started up a new stream here with a play-by-play. So we're at our first commercial break, 6-3. Gonzaga up by 3 at the moment. Gonna get these team stats here for you guys, as we'll see what's going on with both of these teams so far in the early stages here. Gonzaga shooting the ball at 43% from the field. Florida State right now at 25% from the field, as Tim loves basketball and football. Oh, yeah. Two of my favorite sports as well. I also like baseball as well. Sometimes I go to some of the baseball games. Some of the close teams that I have, like the minor league teams around me, like the Pawtucket Red Sox and also the Portland Sea Dogs and stuff like that around my area. We got Umi Burry here in the chat. Thanks for casting. What is up, man? Thank you so much for joining me on the stream. I appreciate it, man, as I'll be calling play-by-play of this game, Gonzaga versus Florida State. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well to my channel, as I call play-by-play of March Madness games. Next stream after this, I'll be doing the 3 versus the 2 seeds. It'll be Texas Tech going up against Michigan. But here we are on this first commercial break. Both of the teams have 4 rebounds currently in this game. 3 turnovers so far by Florida State. That's what's been killing Florida State in the early stages here. As the Seminoles had a big turnover right before we went to commercial break. It was that turnover to half the backcourt turnover that they passed the ball. It went wide and it went all the way past the backcourt and all the way to the other side of the court and out of bounds off the baseline. So here we are getting ready to go back to the game momentarily. And we got Tim at football practice right now hiding from his coach. That's hilarious. That is great. As here we are getting ready to go back to action. Gonzaga inbounds the pass here. As we got Maddie back in the chat. What is up, man? Thanks so much for joining me back here, Maddie. Gonzaga floats up the shot. No good. Hits the front part of the iron. Rebounded here by Florida State. The Seminoles pass the timeline. As we got Hubert back in the chat. What is up, man? Got some great Sweet 16 basketball, everybody. Glad to have you guys back in the chat here and Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. So hopefully the stream will go well for me here. I just started up the second stream here. The first one, I think my Wi-Fi might have went off with the camera, so So I did like the first 9 minutes there, but I had to create a new stream. Goes up and in right there. Florida State lays it in 6-5 right now. 15-10 left to go in the first. Gonzaga with the ball. They take it past the left side of the timeline. Left elbow here. Zach Norvell. He passes it out towards that top of the key with the ball. Rui Hachimura trying to take it inside. Rui! And he missed the slam dunk, but his teammate gets the ball back. Oh, what a block right there by Florida State with 14:55 left to go in the first. But they award Gonzaga the points, and they say a goaltend on the play. So Florida State did block the ball, but it went right over the cylinder of the hoop right there. So count the bucket. It's 8-5 Zags with 14:50 left to go in the first. So I'm going to update you guys here with a chat with a score. Florida State just had the ball. They just turned it over again as well. Deep shot, no good. Left wing three, no good by Gonzaga. Offensive rebound. They got fouled with 14:39 left to go in the first. So I'm going to update you guys with the score. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button, guys. Subscribe as well as I call play-by-play to March Madness games. As Tim has to go back to football practice right now, but yeah, feel free to join me later after practice, bud. I'll be here all night. Texas Tech against Michigan right after this one. First shot at the free throw line goes down for the Zags. They are up 9-5 right now. So Gonzaga currently with a lead, up by 4. They'll go back to the free throw line with Rui Hachimura with his second shot at the line. A 61% free throw shooter in the season. Hit them both. 10-5 right now. Zags up on top. So Florida State will get the inbound. Already 6-point score by Rui Hachimura. Checks out on the bench right now for the Zags. Florida State gets the inbound, trying to work it past that timeline here. They put that ball into the hands of Trent Forrest. He does. He takes it past the right side of the timeline at the top of the key here for Forrest. Passes right wing three from the outside. Florida State, no good. Big rebound, though, on the offensive end. No good on the putback, though, but a fight for the rebound. And he got it in and fouled as well. So Fianu Kabengele, back-to-back offensive boards, puts it up and in right there for Florida State. And he gets fouled as well. So Kabengele will go to the free throw line for 1. So, wow, that sequence of plays right there for Florida State really worked out. As far as the missed 3-point shot from the outside, the offensive rebound by Kabengele, the putback no good, but he got his own board and put it back in, and he was fouled. The and one at the free throw line, no good. So 10-7 the score right now. Gonzaga got the rebound. The Zags with it as the ball's into the hands of Josh Perkins, the point guard. Dribbles towards the top of the key. Perkins trying to take it inside. Floats out the shot up and in by Gonzaga. They have the 12-7 lead with 13:55 left to go in the first. Florida State pushing tempo now. Left corner. Trying to dribble inside. They floated up baseline. No good. Tip in. No good. Fight for the rebound. Kabengele try to save it. He does. Puts it into the hands of Terrence Mann. Feeds it down low. Underneath the basket. Gonzaga steals it. Gonzaga with a steal now. Up by 5. 12-7. Trying to go inside. They're stripped of the ball. Ball goes out of bounds. And Florida State will get it back with 13:35 left to go in the first. So 12-7 right now to score. 13:35 left to go in the first. As Florida State will get the ball here. Gonzaga with that half-court double trap pressure on the defense, but Florida State does take it past the timeline here. They have it at the top of the key with Trent Forrest. Forrest passes left wing in the three-point perimeter. Terrence Mann now to the top of the key for the Seminoles. Mann feeds it left corner with the ball. Raekwon Gray passes left wing to Forrest. Forrest trying to take it inside with a double team. Puts it up, but Trent Forrest is fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. On the season, Trent Forrest for the Florida State Seminoles is a 78% free throw shooter this season. He is the #1 assist man on Florida State, averaging just above 4 assists per game, as he had a season-high 10 assists against Syracuse back on February 5th. Here's Trent Forrest at the free throw line for Florida State. Bangs down the first one. 12-8 to score. I'll update you guys with a chat here with a score. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. 4-point game Florida State back at the free throw line for one more with Trent Forrest. 13:07 left to go. Knocks that one down as well. Perfect 2 for 2 at the line right there by Forrest. As it's a 3-point game, 12-9 currently in this one. So Gonzaga with the ball. They take it past that March Madness logo. Josh Perkins dribbling right wing of the perimeter, passes it to the free throw circle, trying to take it inside now. Brandon Clark. Jumper goes down for Brandon Clark right there in the key. 14-9. Gonzaga up by 5. 12:40 left to go in the first. Florida State takes it past the timeline. They have it at the top of the key here with Trent Forrest. Forrest passes left wing of that 3-point perimeter to Devin Vassell, is off the bench now for the Seminoles. Deep three. Oh, and he knocks it down for way outside. PJ Savoy hits that one down from the outside. 14-12, cutting the Zags lead of 2 currently. Gonzaga with the ball at the left elbow, trying to work their way inside. No good. Missed the layup. That was an open layup by Josh Perkins. He missed it right there. 12-10 left to go in the first. Florida State with the ball, right wing of the 3-point perimeter. No good on the shot. Rebounded by the Zags. As they have the ball now, they pass the timeline with it. 2-point game. Gonzaga up by 2. They have the ball. They feed the ball down inside. They are stripped in the lane, but they'll get the ball back here on the inbound with 11:53 left to go in the first. If you're new to my channel, hit that like button, guys, down below. Subscribe as well as I call play-by-play of March Madness games. 14-12, the score right now as we go into the commercial break here, as I'm going to update you guys with the score. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. So right now we have 11:53 left to go in the first right now in this game. It is, 14-12 is the score right now. Just put 14. Yep, so they have 12. Oh, so let's see right now. Yeah, do not click on that, guys. Yep, so yeah, I just removed it. Yep, so I just removed it. So yeah, that is out of here. If you guys saw that link, do not click on it, as the smart thing is not to click on unknown links on a YouTube video. But I'm going to update you guys with the score right now, as it's 14-12. Gonzaga's up. 11:53 left to go in the first. I created a new stream here because my other one lost the Wi-Fi connection down here, so that's why I had to create a new stream. But we got Tim back in the chat. We also got Sports Boy back here as well. So here we are in commercial break, 2-point game. As Tim, coming back from football practice as well, had a 99-yard touchdown today in football practice. So shout out to him. Congrats, man. With that, right now on commercial break between Gonzaga and Florida State, as we'll be back in a couple minutes. But Mark Few, the head coach of Gonzaga, look at this, guys. He has 567 wins, only 121 losses in his coaching career right now at the University of Gonzaga University, as Mark Few over here has made the NCAA tournament every single season that he's been head coach for Gonzaga. He made it back to the Final Four. That was back in 2017 was his last time in the Final Four. So trying to look for another opportunity once again, possibly to get the Zags back right in there. But here we are on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. If you're new to my channel, hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well as I call play-by-play for March Madness games. I'll be back tonight after the next game, Texas Tech taking on Michigan right after the conclusion of this one. Look at the leading scores here. 6 points by Rui Hachimura, leading the way for the Zags right now. And for Florida State, let's see who they got leading the way. They have 2 players with 3 points right now. Trent Forrest with 3 points right now. All 3 shots from the free throw line. And PJ Savoy as well with 3 points. Hit a 3-pointer in this game as well. Brandon Clark for Gonzaga has 4 points right behind Rui Hachimura at the moment for the Zags. So here we are getting ready to go back to action, as Tim has to go back again to soccer practice, but it'll take 30 minutes and he'll be back. Yeah, no problem. I'll be here all night. So whenever you're back, feel free to listen back into my channel here. As here we are. We're back to action, guys. Gonzaga with the inbound. They have the ball at the top of the key. Gino Crandall off the bench with the ball. He passes it to Brandon Clark. Clark hands it off to Josh Perkins at the top of the key. He passes it right wing perimeter to Rui Hachimura. Deep three by Rui. No good. Hits the top of the iron and gets rebounded here by Florida State. Sports Boy came back from soccer as well, as his time at soccer was an hour and 30 minutes. So, wow, so a lot of sports here today. Jumper in the key, no good by Devin Vassell. Rebounded by Gonzaga here. Gonzaga, deep three. They knock it down from the left wing. 17-12 right now. Zags up on top by 5. 11 minutes left to go. Florida State trying to go inside. It's blocked by Gonzaga. And the Zags now in transition underneath the hoop, laying it up and in on the fast break on the 2-on-1 right there. Rui Hachimura getting it to fall. 19-12. Zags up by 7. 10:45 left to go in the first. Florida State with the ball. They are down by 7. Hachimura, 8 points right now for the Zags. Top of the key, Raekwon Gray for FSU has the ball, trying to back his way inside the low post. And a foul called on the play. Charge committed. Ball will go back to Gonzaga, I believe. I'm going to update you guys here with the score. (19-12), 10:36 left to go in the first. So Zach Norvell comes back in for the Zags right now. They have a 7-point lead. They also have the ball. They take it past the right side of the timeline. The Zags pass it off. And deep three, left wing, outside. No good. Rattled out right there by Gonzaga. Rebounded by Florida State. They take it past the timeline. 10:20 left to go in the first. Florida State with the ball at the top of the key. It's Terrence Mann trying to take it inside. Dishes it back outside. Left corner three. No good. Too strong. Devin Vassell couldn't get it to go. Rebounded by Rui Hachimura in transition. Gonzaga, no good. They missed the 3-ball. Rebounded by Devin Vassell. 10 minutes to play, halfway through the first. As Florida State has the ball, they are down by 7. Deep three, knocks it down from the outside by Florida State. 19-15, PG Savoy lets it fly, knocks down the 3-ball. Nice J right there. Going to update you guys here with a chat with a score. If you're new as well, hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel also. 9:35 left to go in the first. 4-point game. Trying to go inside Gonzaga in the key. And we got a foul called with 9:32 left to play before halftime. Foul committed by Florida State as Gonzaga was trying to score down low inside the low post. Last play right there. That was a huge 3-point shot for Florida State to get back in the game. Number 5, PJ Savoy was the one who hit it down. But that was a foul committed by Florida State. So Gonzaga here at the free throw line with 9. No, they'll get the inbound. So no free throws yet. Non-shooting fouls. So it's an inbound here for the Zags. They pass it right wing in the 3-point perimeter on the inbound. Brandon Clark with the ball. Feeds it to Hachimura. Rui trying to dribble inside. Rui with a hook shot. No good. Rattled out. Rebounded by Florida State. 9:20 left to go in the first. Seminoles with the ball. They're down by 4. They have it at the top of the key. Now, at the left elbow, they pass it. Left corner of the perimeter. PJ Savoy passes. Left wing here. Dribbles towards the top of the key with Terrence Mann. He passes it off, and now Florida State trying to dribble inside. They kick it back outside. Mann, spin move. Left elbow. Feeds that ball out to Gray. Raekwon Gray, 6 on the shot clock. Looking for somebody who's open. Passes it off top of the key. 3-ball. He's stripped in the lane. Lets out the 3-point shot. It's a shot clock violation. Didn't have a chance to get it off right there. So I'm going to update you guys here in the chat with the score going on right now. Gonzaga still up by 4 at the moment, 19-15. 8:51 left to go in the first. If you're new to my channel, hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well, as another shot goes down. Gonzaga draining the 3-point shot from the outside right there. They have a 22-15 lead. 8:35 left to go in the first. Florida State down by 7. They have the ball, taking it inside the key. They pass it right wing to right corner. Right corner 3. No good off the top of the iron. Fight for the rebound. The Zags have it. Gonzaga takes it past the timeline with a burst of speed. Gino Crandall in. Oh, no, he couldn't finish to the hoop. He tried to go the distance between the defense right there, but couldn't lay it up and in. Too strong off the backboard. Florida State with the ball. Top of the key 3. No good. Rebounded by Gonzaga. Gonzaga is really pushing tempo here. They have it. Right wing of the 3-point perimeter. Stolen by Florida State. Terrence Mann with the moves. 2-on-1 fast break. Dishes it, and Vassal sends it home for the Seminoles. Going to update you guys with a score. 22-17. Off the big bucket on the 2-on-1 fast break right there by Florida State. 7:50 left to go in the first. Hit that like button, guys, down below. Subscribe as well. Foul called on the play. Gonzaga just had the ball stolen again. Second straight possession. They had the ball stolen, and Florida State tried to go inside. So here we are, 22-17. Like buttons. Hit those down below if you haven't done so already. If you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button as well, as I call play-by-play of March Madness games. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. We're currently on the commercial break right now, 22-17. Gonzaga with a lead at the moment. When we do get back to action, we'll have around 7:48 left to go in the first. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. So here we are, commercial break, guys. Going to just update you guys with the stats of what's going on in this game. So turnovers, that's been the big thing right now. Florida State's turned over the ball 7 times so far in this one. Gonzaga's turned over the ball in their past 2 possessions. So 4 turnovers right now for the Zags in this game, but 2 of those turnovers on back-to-back possessions in this one. As we look to that foul count, 6 fouls in the first half already by Gonzaga, 5 fouls by Florida State. What else is new here as we look to the shooting percentages? Gonzaga shooting the ball at 41% from the field. Florida State at 33% from the field. And coming in this season, Gonzaga is the #1 team in the nation when it comes to shooting percentage from the field, as they convert down 53% of their shots this year on the season. They rank first in the nation in college basketball in shooting percentage. Also first in the nation when it comes to points scored per game, as they can really push the tempo on offense as well. They average just below 89 points per game. So we got Tim back in the chat here. Tim is the goalkeeper for soccer, also a wide receiver in football. So, wow, Tim with some great athletic abilities out there as well. So this kid looking like he can go places in the future right now, scoring that 99-yard touchdown today in his football game. And, yeah, looking like the wideout over here. Could be like the man of steel someday. Could be like the next Julian Edelman. You never know who you'll end up being. You might be in the pros someday. I remember it was like a few streams ago, like last week. It was one of my streams I did to either around the 64 game or around the 32. But somebody posted in the chat, and he put, I hope to play in March Madness someday. And that basically just like made my night over here. But a lot of young talent here in this chat with a lot of guys that I see. Sports Boy, Midwest Sports, Tim. There's so much talent here in the chat, and you guys are just incredible on this channel. So 7:41 left to go in the first when we do get back to action. When we do, Gonzaga will have that 5-point lead, 22-17 up against Florida State. If you're new to my channel, hit that like button down below, subscribe as well. Midwest Sports is a baseball player. That's what I used to be when I was in school as well. I used to play second base. I used to be a leadoff hitter. I used to play on my town's all-star team and back in my high school team as well. So, yeah, no problem, Tim. Make sure to get back to practice. But thank you so much for checking me out during the breaks. I appreciate it. But yeah, Midwest Sports, that's what I used to do growing up. I used to be a baseball player. Played a lot of second base, led off of my baseball team as well. Jumper from the key, no good by Florida State. Ball tipped out of bounds, though. And it looks like Gonzaga will get it back. So 22-17 is the score. We have 7:22 left to go before halftime. And Florida State takes that ball past the timeline here. Or Gonzaga takes it past the timeline. Gonzaga with the white jerseys. I haven't introduced the jerseys here. Florida State with the black jerseys in this one. Right wing here for Gonzaga. They pass it off top of the key as Clark trying to go inside. Spin move. He gets rejected. Ball goes out of bounds there. But Gonzaga will get it back on the inbound with 7:01 left to go in the first. Nasty block right there from behind on the play. Right there by Cabin Gelly, number 25. So here we are, inbound, deep three, knocks that down from the outside, a right wing three. It goes down by Josh Perkins of Gonzaga, off the inbounds right there. 25-17. Gonzaga up by 8, Florida State with the ball. They have it at the free throw circle. They pass it off top of the key. They're dribbling with the ball. Left wing perimeter, lobs it. And that was a no good pass and out of bounds right there. Turnover once again by Florida State. So a couple of these plays have really been inexcusable so far by the Seminoles in this game. That was another one. They just mistimed their pass. Another TV timeout on the floor. 25-17, 6:39 left to go in the first. As I'm going to update you guys with the score. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. So right now, I'm going to update you guys with the score. 6:39 left to go in the first. Currently on the TV timeout. Gonzaga up by 8 off the inbound right there with a Josh Perkins three-point shot a few minutes ago. So Gonzaga shooting the ball from the outside in this game. Gonzaga's 3 for 8 on three-point shots. Florida State so far is 2 for 8, but the big difference has been the rebounds and the shooting percentages right now. Gonzaga shooting the ball at 42% from the field. They rank first in all college basketball when it comes to shooting percentage on the season. Florida State shooting the ball at 32% from the field. So basically a 10% difference right now in shooting percentage in this one. What else is new? Gonzaga out-rebounding Florida State 16-13 on the boards as well. So that's what's going on in this game. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that like button, guys. Subscribe as well to my channel as I do play-by-play to March Madness games. Also, the big killer for Florida State in this one so far has been the turnovers. 2 of them have been pretty inexcusable. One of them was like basically a backcourt violation where the ball rolled past the backcourt and went out of bounds. The last play was another turnover. It was just a mistimed pass. They just lobbed it over the defender's head and it went wide, like wide to the left as wide over the teammate's head as the teammate for Florida State on the pass was trying to make a cut going left side baseline to try to work his way inside, and it just went over his head and it went to the left side wide and went out of bounds. So that's what's gone through so far in this game. 8-point game. Updating you guys with the score. Purdue against Tennessee. We are even at 13 in that one. Purdue is up, or Purdue and Tennessee are tied. 13:05 left to go in the first. 13-13 between both of those teams. That's a 3 versus 2 game when it comes to the tournament. Florida State and Gonzaga, though. Here we are getting ready to go back to action momentarily. In this one also, we have opening day for Major League Baseball today. Red Sox currently playing in the last game of opening day against the Mariners. Top of the second right there as the Sox are up 1-0. 4 hits in the first inning for the Sox. So let's see who that leading scorer is. 8 points so far by Rui Hachimura leading the way for Gonzaga. PJ Savoy with 6 points right now for Florida State. So those are the 2 leading scorers at the moment. We're going to get back to action momentarily. We do have 6:39 left to go in the first. Looks like there's a Florida State player on the court needing assistance before we do get back to action here. Purdue is currently up 18-13 against Tennessee. 12 minutes left to go in the first in that game, so I'll update you guys constantly with the score as well, like every 5 minutes or so, checking back on that 3 versus 2 game in action with Purdue against Tennessee. But here we are, getting ready to go back to action. Gonzaga will get the inbound pass. They do. They pass that ball, put it into the hands of Perkins. He gets it past the timeline here for the Zags. So Josh Perkins dribbles past the timeline, passes it off. Top of the key to Killian Tilly. Had a huge game in the first round off the bench, and ball now into the hands of Perkins. Right wing in the three-point perimeter. Perkins now trying to make his way inside the left side low post. Up and good. Floats it up over the top. 10-point lead right now by the Zags. 6:10 left to go in the first. Josh Perkins with 7 points right now, shooting 3 for 5 from the field. Florida State takes it past the timeline. They have it at the top of the key here. They pass it off into the hands of Terrence Mann. Mann trying to back his way inside the low post. Kicks it back outside. Top of the key, Trent Forrest. Passes it left wing three from the outside. No good by Anthony Polite and rebounded by Gonzaga. The Zags take it past the timeline here with Jeremy Jones. Jones off the bench, passes it left wing here to Josh Perkins. Perkins dribbling. Now he passes the ball off top of the key three. Knocks it down right there. A huge shot from the outside by Killian Tilly. 30-17. The Zags have a 13-point lead. 5:25 left to go in the first. Baseline jumper, knocks it down right there by Florida State. Cuts the Zags lead to 11. As we got Midwest Sports might stream the next game on CBS. Yeah, feel free, man. Should be a good one. Texas Tech against Michigan. Both of those teams, I believe, rank 3 and 2 when it comes to best defenses in all college basketball when it comes to fewest points allowed. Also, that's what their seeding pairs are. 3 for Texas Tech as a seed and 2 for Michigan. Shot no good by Gonzaga on the first one as they try to go inside. Rebounded by Florida State, and then Florida State just missed the three-point shot. Here we are back to action. Gonzaga with a three ball. Top of the key three. It goes down. They just keep on pushing tempo right now. 33-19. Gonzaga with the 14-point lead. 4.5 left to play before halftime. Florida State trying to go inside. They kick it back outside. They need a lot of points. Down by 14. Right elbow jumper. No good by Terrence Mann. Rebounded by the Zags. The Zags pushing tempo. Going to update you guys with the score. Gonzaga's made the last 4 straight shots from the field. 33-19. They're dribbling inside the low post here. Jumper in the key. No good. Fight for the rebound. And a foul called on the play with 4:07 left to go in the first. So updating you guys with the score right there. That is the score at the moment. 33-7 or 33-19 right now. Gonzaga up against Florida State. So this is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. If you're new to my channel, hit that like button, guys, down below. Subscribe as well, as I call play-by-play the March Madness games throughout the season here. And here we are, Sweet 16 style. Next game I'll be doing right after this one, Texas Tech up against Michigan. So it was a foul committed by Gonzaga. Gonzaga committed their 7th foul of the half, so that means Florida State's in the bonus. So Christ Kumaji's at the free throw line, just hit his first one for the Seminoles, so it's 33-20 at the moment. He'll get a second shot here at the line. Second shot at the line. Kumaji knocks down that one, so 4:07 left to go in action here before halftime. 12-point game, 33-21. Gonzaga with the ball, trying to make it inside. No good, as that shot was floated short right there by Gino Crandall. Florida State with the ball, trying to dish it inside underneath the basket, and they put it up and in off the window, and that scores 33-23. 3:40 left to go. Gonzaga with the ball. They have it at the right elbow. Gets tipped out of bounds with 3:39 left to go in the first. So Florida State with a couple buckets, as they were down by 14 moments ago, but they've cut that Zags lead to 10. Going to update you guys with the score. Hit those like buttons if you haven't done so already. Subscribe if you're new to my channel, as well as this is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. I call play-by-play of March Madness games. So I'm going to update you guys on the score here. We're on the TV timeout. When we do get back to action, we'll have 3:39 left to go in the first. Let's see what's going on. Purdue against Tennessee at the moment. Purdue is up 21-13 against the Vols. And we have around 10 minutes, 40 seconds left to go in that game. So Purdue is up by 8 points so far in that one. If you're new to my channel, hit those like buttons down below. Subscribe as well to my channel. Leading scorer here for the Gonzaga Bulldogs on this TV timeout, Rui Hachimura, 8 points, leading the way for the Zags. 3 rebounds as well by Rui. And also Josh Perkins has 7 points right now for Gonzaga. 3 for 5 from the field. 6 points by Zach Norvell. 5 points by Kispert. Corey Kispert with 5 points. 4 points by Brandon Clark. Let's see for Florida State who their leading scorers are. 6 points off the bench today. PJ Savoy leading the way for the Florida State Seminoles at the moment. Also in there, MJ Walker and Fiadu Kabengele, 4 points right now. Kabengele, 4 points, 5 rebounds so far by the Seminoles. We're in a TV timeout. Gonzaga currently out-rebounding Florida State at the moment, 15-13. The turnover is what's been killing Florida State in this game. 8 turnovers compared to 4 turnovers so far by the Zags. So that's what's going on in this one in action. As I call play-by-play of March Madness games. Join me in for my next one, Texas Tech, going up against Michigan after the conclusion of this game. That's a 3 versus 2 battle also. 2 top 5 defenses and fewest points allowed in college basketball going at it in that next one between the Texas Tech Red Raiders and the Michigan Wolverines. But here we are on a commercial break. Gonzaga, they rank first in the nation when it comes to most points scored per game on the season. They average just below 89 points per game. They have 7 games on the season that they've scored 100 or more points. They have 18 games this year that the Zags have scored 90 or more points in the season. Their highest point total was they put up a 120-point spot against Idaho State in their season opener back on November 6th as Gonzaga won that game 120-79. Also, what else Gonzaga does well, they rank first in the nation when it comes to shooting percentage. They shoot the ball at 53% from the field. Top 5 in the nation in assists per game. Top 5 as well when it comes to blocks per game for Florida State. What they've done well in this tournament is this. They have 20 total steals, and 20 total steals combined in 2 of their tournament games, as that is ranking number 1 out of all teams that's played in a postseason tournament in this season in the month of March. So Florida State with 20 total steals right now. They have 3 steals so far in this one. Gonzaga with 2 at the moment. So here we are, guys, getting ready to go back to action momentarily, as it looks like the refs are at the reviewing stand here. We have 3:39 left to go in the first. 10-point lead by the Zags, 33-23. Oh, there was an elbow in the play, so MJ Walker of Florida State gave Rui Hachimura an elbow on the play. That's what the refs are looking for at the reviewing stand over here next to the media center on the baseline. So the refs are looking at an possible elbow on the play by Florida State committed by MJ Walker, number 23. And it was MJ Walker who elbowed Rui Hachimura of Gonzaga. Going to update you guys with the score of the Purdue game. 26-15, Purdue is up against Tennessee with 7:40 left to go in the first. So the Boilermakers keep on rolling. They are red hot right now. But here we are, guys, getting ready to go back to action with 3:39 left to go before halftime. Gonzaga with the inbound. They pass it right side baseline inside for the Zags, and now they pass it back to the right wing of the perimeter. Josh Perkins, he passes off. Top of the key to Tilly, back to Perkins. And the ball, top of the key 3 here. Perkins, no good. Hits the front part of the iron. Rebounded by Terrence Mann of Florida State. Mann takes it past the timeline here. Mann trying to take that ball inside. Oh, what a block right there by the Zags. Number 15, Brandon Clark, who ranks 3rd in the nation when it comes to blocks per game, with a huge swat on Terrence Mann. And Gonzaga trying to go the distance, and a foul committed on the play by the Seminoles. So we got 3:10 left to go in the first. Gonzaga will get the ball here back on the inbound. Florida State with 6 fouls right now. Gonzaga with 7. So one more foul committed by the Seminoles, and Gonzaga will be in the bonus. Here we are back to action. Zags with the ball. They have it left wing of the perimeter. Circling around that 3-point perimeter. They pass it off. Right wing. They kick it back outside. Left wing here. Gonzaga. They take the left elbow. Deep 2. Knocks it down right there by the Zags. 35-23. 2:50 left to go in the first. Rui Hachimura has 10 right now for Gonzaga. Florida State down by 12. They have the ball. They take it past the timeline. Left wing of that 3-point perimeter. Trent Forrest dribbling with the ball. Dribbles towards the top of the key. Passes it right wing here with the ball for Florida State. As they try to make a move inside. MJ Walker too strong off the backboard. And rebounded by Gonzaga on the defensive end. Pushing tempo here by the Zags. Perkins. Right elbow at the right baseline here. Josh Perkins with the ball. 2:20 left to go in the first. Feeds it way back outside. They're passing around the perimeter. Left wing three. Zaga. No good. Ball gets tipped out of bounds. Florida State will get it back here momentarily on the inbound, as that ball was last touched out of bounds by Gonzaga. So the score here, Gonzaga 35, Florida State 23. We have 2:10 left to go in the first. If you're new to my channel, hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well, as I call play-by-play the March Madness games. Here we are back to action. Deep three, no good at the top of the key by Florida State, as that one couldn't go down by PJ Savoy. Gonzaga trying to go the distance, dribbling inside, and the ball goes out of bounds. So we have 1:59 left to go in the first. When we do get back to action there, Gonzaga was trying to make a move inside, and they lost control of the ball. Zach Norvell actually picked up the offensive foul on the play, as Florida State took the charge inside the low post. So Norvell now has 2 fouls. He checks out of the game here for the Zags. Here we are back to action. Under 2 minutes left to play before halftime. 35-23. Zags up by 12. Florida State with the ball. They have it right wing in that three-point perimeter here. Florida State passes it off top of the key to MJ Walker. And now left wing here to Forrest. Trent Forrest trying to dribble left side baseline, and now he dribbles it back out to the left wing of the perimeter. Feeds it off to his teammate. Difficult shot, and puts it home by Fiondu Kabengele. Left baseline fadeaway, and he knocks that one down. 35-25. Gonzaga with the ball. They have it at the top of the key. They pass it off, trying to make their move inside the key. Oh, a block from behind by Florida State. Here we go, fast break. 2-on-1 numbers, reverse layup, finishing to the cup right there for the Seminoles, cutting the double-digit lead down to 8. Timeout called by Mark Few of Gonzaga, 35-27, as I'm going to update you guys with a score. As this is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Make sure to hit that like button down below if you haven't done so already. Subscribe as well to my channel, as I call play-by-play of March Madness games. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. So 35-27 right now. We have 1:09 left to go in the first. When we do get back to action, that's the score right there. So 35-27 right now is the score. Gonzaga currently up by 8. We have 1:09 left to go before halftime, so it's an 8-point game at the moment. As we look at some of the stats here, Gonzaga shooting the ball at 41% from the field compared to Florida State's 35%. But here we are getting ready to go back to action. The Zags do pass the ball on the inbound as they get that ball into the hands of Brandon Clark. Clark takes it past the timeline here. Now they're trying to work their way inside. Go into the hoop. No good. Too strong off the backboard. Right there. Hit the backboard high, actually. Florida State with the inbound. They have the ball at the top of the key here for the Seminoles. Trent Forrest with the ball. We have under 45 seconds left to play here. Florida State has it as they pass it off top of the key. And they lob past that one. And it's a right elbow jumper. No good. Rebounded by Gonzaga with 33 seconds left to go before halftime. The Zags take it past the timeline with Josh Perkins. Perkins, right wing in the three-point perimeter here for Gonzaga. He passes the ball top of the free throw circle for the Zags. Brandon Clark with it. He feeds it inside to Hachimura. Kicks it back outside to Clark. Top of the key three. No good by Brandon Clark. Rebounded by Florida State with 13 seconds left to go before halftime. They'll have the final shot here by the Seminoles. 8 seconds left to go before the half. 6 seconds now. Trent Forrest trying to make a move is stolen. Gonzaga now 2 seconds trying to make a move down the court. Laying it up and in with 0.4 left to go before halftime. What a steal by Gonzaga right there on a strip of the ball. Wow, so Trent Forrest with a shot clock running down, trying to take it inside, and Josh Perkins denying him, and instead it's Gonzaga taking it up into the lane and laying it up and in with a 10-point lead. 37-27 with 0.4 seconds left to go before halftime. As Tim is back in the chat, he is also tired as well. Hey, no problem, man. Get some rest if you need to. as well. 10-point lead by Gonzaga at the moment. 37-27. The Zags are up by 10. We have 0.4 seconds remaining before halftime. The last play was Trent Forrest of Florida State. He tried to dribble with the ball at the top of the key behind the three-point perimeter. He tried to work his way inside dribbling the ball, but he was stripped of the ball, stolen, and it went down the court with it was Josh Perkins of Gonzaga, and he laid it up and in with 0.4 seconds left to go before halftime. Perkins also might have got fouled on the last play as well, so that's what the refs are looking at. I think on the last play, if he got fouled or not here with 0.4 seconds left to go. So, yes, he did. So, Josh Perkins will shoot the and one at the free throw line and knocks it down 38-27 as Florida State will have 0.4 seconds before halftime to do something here. And they just pass it. Yeah, you just got to go for the heave. Wow, it hit the top of the backboard, but no good right there. So that is halftime, 38-27. Gonzaga up by 11. If you haven't done so already, hit those like buttons as well. Share, subscribe to my channel as I call play-by-play the March Madness game. Sweet 16 time over here. Next game, Texas Tech taking on Michigan right after the conclusion of this one. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. So right now we're at halftime between both of these teams. I'll go over the box score here since we're on the half. And we'll look into what happened in the first half as far as the leading scores. Also, let's look at the Tennessee versus Purdue game. I'll update you guys first on that. So Purdue is up by 10 in that one. The scores 32-22 as the Boilermakers with 4:40 left to go before halftime have the 10-point lead against Tennessee at the moment. Tennessee, of course, is the 2 seed. Purdue is the 3 seed. So we are at halftime right here between both of these teams. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well to my channel as I call play-by-play on March Madness games. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Let's look at these leading scores here at halftime. We'll start off with the losing team down by 11, the Florida State Seminoles here at the half as the leading scorer right now at halftime is a tie for 2 players at the moment. Fiondu Kabengele with 6.6 rebounds for Florida State. PJ Savoy with 6 points as well. Also coming in third on the team in scoring is Trent Forrest, 5 points. He did have that ball that he had at the top of the key dribbling with it. He was stripped of the ball by Josh Perkins of Gonzaga, who laid it up and in right before the halftime horn. He was fouled as well. So Perkins hit down the free throw shot right before we went to halftime. As we look to Gonzaga's leading scorers, they have 2 players already in double-digit points. Rui Hachimura, 10 points right now for the Zags. 10 points as well by Josh Perkins for Gonzaga. And then we have 6 points by Zach Norvell. 5 points. And there's Corey Kispert. And 4 points right now. 2 blocks, though, by Brandon Clark. Brandon Clark, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks. Also 4 points. Looking to the foul trouble, we have Killian Tilly with 2 fouls committed. Zach Norvell with 2 fouls by Gonzaga. We look to the foul trouble for Florida State. They have 3 of their players in the starting 5 with 2 fouls committed. Also a bench player as well. Their leading bench player, leading scorer, Fiondu Kabengele with 2 fouls as well committed. MJ Walker with 2. Christ Kumaji with 2. And Raekwon Gray, 2 fouls committed. 0 points so far for Gray, filling in for Phil Kofer, who his father passed away a week ago. Right after the game against Vermont was that Phil Kofer got the phone call that his dad passed away. So very, very sad news there by Florida State's Phil Kofer. So he's not with the Seminole team for today's game because he'd like to be with his father, and his services are there for him right now. So he's away from the team at the moment. But right now we're at halftime. Purdue is currently up by 13 points against Tennessee. The score is 37-24 with 3 minutes left to go in the first. We got Augie right now in the chat. I haven't seen you in a while, man. Been a couple of weeks. Thank you so much, man, for joining me back here. This is stream number 1 today out of 2 that I'll be doing, Texas Tech, Michigan, coming up after this one. Also got a new webcam right here, so as well as the Zags looking like the real deal right here. This webcam's been pretty sick. I got this right before March Madness, but yeah, been pretty busy. Pretty busy last week calling a bunch of games on my channel, and then yeah, been doing pretty well, so that's what's been new with me. It's been pretty awesome though. But yeah, almost to 100 subs, which is pretty cool. So that's going awesome. But right now at halftime, looks like the Zags are up by 11, 38-27. As the Zags can score, that's for sure. They rank first in all of college basketball when it's coming to points per game. So who I like in this one? Actually, before this game started, I was thinking more Florida State in this one because I know that whole story with Phil Kofer, his dad passed away, who his dad used to be like an NFL athlete and played for the University of Tennessee. But I thought that possibly Florida State could keep up to Gonzaga in this one and could rally around Phil Kofer while he's away and hopefully get the W here. But they're down by 11 at halftime. But stranger things have happened in the tournament already. Mississippi State was up by 10 points against Liberty in the first round with like 6.5 minutes remaining. And then Liberty came back and won that game. So anything can happen between these two teams right now. But Gonzaga looks super hot going into halftime, shooting the ball, scoring all around. This is a Florida State team that played in the ACC championship a few weeks ago, going up against Duke and stayed with Duke throughout most of the game in that one. But Gonzaga's been hitting the key shots down the stretch and taking advantage as they've done through so much of the season. But yeah, right now the Zags led by Rui Hachimura, 10 points right now for the Zags, 10 points by Josh Perkins. Had that big steal right before halftime as he stripped the ball from Trent Forrest. If Perkins didn't have that steal, this would be a closer game. This would be a 35-27 game going into half. Instead, Perkins stripped Trent Forrest with the ball as he was right behind that three-point perimeter, stole the ball with 5 seconds remaining and laid it up and in with 0.2 seconds left before halftime. So that's why Gonzaga has that 38-27 lead. And also Perkins got fouled by Florida State and made the and one at the free throw line. So here we are, guys, on a halftime break. As this is my first stream today. And then Texas Tech against Michigan in the next one. Two top 5 defenses going at it. Texas Tech, I think they rank 3rd in the nation in fewest points allowed. Michigan ranks 2nd in fewest points allowed. So that should be one hell of a game as well. Yeah, that was a tremendous play right there on the steal by Josh Perkins right before halftime to steal that ball away from Trent Forrest. But we'll see what happens in the second half between both of these teams. Yeah, not at all. One of them was like an elbow on one of the plays. I think that's the one that the refs went to the reviewing stand for, was that technical elbow towards the end of the second half. But yeah, Purdue looks good right now as I'm looking at what's going on. Purdue's up 37-24 with 2.5 minutes left to go before halftime against Tennessee. Of course, Tennessee blew a 25-point lead on Saturday against Iowa. And, oh, man, that game was or Sunday against Iowa. That game was, oh, man, 25-point lead. They almost blew it. Iowa with these crazy shots from three-point range in that game by Jordan Bohannon getting them back in. But, of course, they took it to overtime, and Tennessee won that game. But yeah, 40-25 now. Purdue's up by 15 with 2 minutes left to go in the first half before halftime. So that's what's going on there. The winner of that game, Purdue against Tennessee, will take on the game tonight with Virginia against Oregon. Of course, Oregon on a huge winning streak, I believe 10 games in a row right now. The Ducks have won. What a complete turnaround by Dana Altman's squad. But they'll take on a number 1 seed, the Virginia Cavaliers, tonight. So here we are with this one, Florida State against Gonzaga. And then next game, Texas Tech going up against Michigan. That should be a good game. as well. I'll have that stream for you guys right after the conclusion of this one. Have all types of games going on today. MLB opening day. We had a lot of games today inside Major League Baseball that entered as final scores as shutouts. The Tigers went into extra innings against the Blue Jays, but Detroit with a 2-0 win against Toronto. Only 4 hits in that game for the Tigers, but they got things done over there. As we got Tristan back in the chat. He's watching Tennessee against Purdue. What is up, man? Thank you so much, man, for joining me back in the chat. As yeah, Tennessee against Purdue right now. It looks like Purdue's up by 13, 40-27, with around a minute and 40 left to go in the first. So yeah, opening day today for Major League Baseball. And yeah, we had like a ton of shutouts here as I'm looking at the scoreboard. Let's see what happened. I know the Yankees beat the Orioles today 7-2. So that's what happened there. So the Yankees get their first win of the season against Baltimore. That game finished. That was a game that started at 1 o'clock in the afternoon today. So the Yankees won 7-2 against the Orioles in that one. A bunch of shutouts here. So I'll go over the shutouts. The A's beat the Angels 4-0. The Padres beat the Giants 2-0. The Mets beat the Nationals 2-0 as well. The Royals over the White Sox 3-0. And the Twins over the Indians 2-0. So yeah, a bunch of shutouts as well, including that game that went into extra innings where the Tigers beat the Blue Jays 2-0. But yeah, some of these games had a lot of points flowing through it as well. The Dodgers beat the Diamondbacks 12-5. Let's see. Cubs beat the Rangers 12-4. Rockies over the Marlins 6-3. Reds over the Pirates 5-3. And the Brewers played a close one against the Cardinals, went 5-4 there. The Phillies with a win 10-4 over the Braves. Gonna look at that box score there for the Phillies and see how they did. But yeah, my baseball team's gonna be the Red Sox. And I'm like 50 minutes away from Boston, so yeah, everybody loves the Red Sox over here in New England. Besides people from Connecticut, when you get into Connecticut, that's where like more the Yankees fans and Mets fans come from as well. But let's see what happens here in the Phillies-Braves game. Let's see, Bryce Harper he had a run today. Bryce Harper had no hits, but he had a run on a walk today. He struck out twice. So that's Bryce Harper's debut today for the Phillies. I've actually never been to a game at Fenway. I actually kind of want to go someday. It's not too far from my girlfriend's place. If we like take the T from like one of the train stations from Cambridge into Boston or something like that, that's probably the best way to get there, because driving by car can be like a headache getting into Boston. But last year I went up to see the AA team in Portland up at the Sea Dogs. So yeah, that was pretty cool. They have the little mini Fenway thing they got there, like the main monster and stuff. It's like a smaller version of Fenway Park over there, except behind the main monster they have like train tracks right behind that at the Portland Sea Dogs Stadium for AA. And I only live like 20 minutes down the road from the Paw Sox place in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. So I've been to like so many Paw Sox games growing up that I've been to like over like 30 Paw Sox games in my lifetime. But yeah, I've seen a lot of AAA games there with the Pawtucket Red Sox. It's too bad though. I think this is it. I think they have this year and I think next season, and then I think that is it as far as the Paw Sox. And then they're moving to Worcester, and they're going to be called the Woo Sox in Central Massachusetts. So no more Paw Sox after these 2 years. Yeah, yep, the Paw Sox do play the Rochester Red Wings. Yep. Yeah, I'm not sure who they're the farm team of, probably Minnesota or so, but yeah, I've seen basically the Paw Sox play everybody or so. The Buffalo Bisons, the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. Basically, like every single team I've seen the Paw Sox play. I know the Gwinnett Braves, I've seen them a couple times. Durham, they've played against. But yeah, I'm actually really into baseball, so it's something that I want to like check off my bucket list. Like definitely go to like more stadiums throughout like the entire like region of the U.S. would be awesome. Like make my way up up to New York sometime and catch some games out in Rochester, Syracuse, and stuff like that. That would be pretty cool. I've never been to a New Hampshire Fisher Cats game, so that would be pretty cool to. I'm thinking about possibly going to a game up in Manchester this year, seeing the Fisher Cats play. I believe that Vlad Jr., Kavan Biggio, and I think Boba Chet, both of all three of those players, they were playing down in Manchester last season for the Fisher Cats, but all of them basically have moved up to either AAA or the Blue Jays roster with Vlad Jr. Yeah, it's been a while since Strasburg pitched in Rochester. Oh yeah, he'll be a hit in the majors, hopefully. I think Tim Tebow's still down at AA for Binghamton, so maybe I can like catch like a AA game or something wherever I go, like New Hampshire or like Portland or something, where I can like catch Tim Tebow if either like 2 or 3 of those teams I go see is playing down in AA in my area. So I kind of want to catch Tim Tebow someday. If not, if he moves up to the AAA, I'll still be able to see him at like Pawtucket or Worcester when they do move him up. Because I think Tim Tebow is playing on the team for Binghamton. I think that team's the Sky Chiefs, who's the AAA affiliate of the Mets. So I think Syracuse is the AAA affiliate of the Mets. There's a bunch of New York teams: Rochester, Syracuse, Buffalo. There's also teams out in New Jersey as well, like the Trenton Thunder. It's a Staten Island team, but yeah, so many great baseball teams out there. Also, a great ballpark. I've never been to it, but I kind of want to go to it someday. It's where the Hartford Yard Goats play in like central Connecticut and Hartford, Connecticut. They play at the Dunkin' Donuts Park. It's like a brand new ballpark that they just built like I think like 2 or 3 years ago when the Yard Goats moved from I think New Britain all the way to Hartford. But yeah, those guys play a crazy schedule. Yeah, I can see that. A lot of these players playing a crazy schedule or so. Some of the teams are local. That's what I mean. Like when I went up to that game against Portland, some of the teams they play, like Portland plays against the New Hampshire Fisher Cats, which is like 2 hours away from each other. And then like also the Hartford Yard Goats is in that area in New England. But then when I went to see a Sea Dogs game last year, they played one of their games against a team from Richmond, Virginia, which, that was quite the travel up from Richmond to play Portland during that game. But yeah, there's like interesting teams inside like all the leagues, like the Eastern League for the AA, for like the International League for the AAA, like the Paw Sox play against like the Gwinnett Braves down in Georgia. So yeah, there's quite some teams that travel the distance out there to play games. Because I think there's like 2 different divisions in there as well. But it's good that they only confine it though to like the eastern half of the US, and then they have their own like Western League as well, because out in the Western League for like minor league baseball, you see teams like the Las Vegas 51s playing like whatever the other teams are for like their AAA teams out there. So I think there's like a team out in like Tacoma, Washington or something like that. There's something out in like Salt Lake City. There's so many minor league teams. It's crazy. They even go down below to like single season A, and there's a few teams in my area that does like short season single A, like the Lowell Spinners is up in Massachusetts. Also the Connecticut Tigers, which isn't too far from the Rhode Island border in Norwich. It's only like an hour, I think like an hour and 10 minutes away from me that's in Connecticut, right outside the Rhode Island line, basically. And then there's also the Vermont the Vermont Lake Monsters way up in Burlington. So yeah, a bunch of like single A short season affiliates as well. And then some of those players that's gone into the MLB, they've also played down even below, even further. There's something called the Cape Cod Baseball League that once the players like usually like those major league stars, like some of those major league stars, like when they were younger in college or so, they've played in that Cape Cod Baseball League, and they do that like every single single summer. They play games all over Cape Cod in that league, and some of them, I think Marcus Stroman, the pitcher for one of the pitchers for the Blue Jays, played in that Cape Cod baseball league for one of the teams when he was working his way up to the majors. But yeah, here we are. Commercial break between Gonzaga and Florida State. Right now, the score is 38-27 at the half. Gonzaga's up by 11 against the Seminoles. Let's see what else is going on here. We're at halftime between Purdue and Tennessee as well. Purdue is up at the half, 40-28 against Tennessee. So curious to see this box score here with Carson Edwards at the moment, the leading scorer for Purdue. He already has 15 points at the half here. Carson Edwards has been going off in this entire tournament. He's averaging, coming into this game, 34 points per game inside this tournament here for Carson Edwards at the moment. He dropped 42 points against Villanova in the last game. Wow, so yeah, you went to high school with a kid that got drafted. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's great. Yo, what? There's been a couple people that's gone to my high school, like they've been like much older than me or so, but I think somebody was from like class, because I graduated high school class of 2014. I think somebody who was like class of like 2008 or around there, he got drafted as a pitcher by the Seattle Mariners in that program. Wow. So yeah, that's interesting. So he played shortstop, but yeah, he must have ended up someplace in the Padres like farm system someplace in there. But that's what they're doing with that new ballpark in Worcester that should be coming in like 2 years. I think like 2021 with the Worcester Woo Sox in place of the Paw Sox. That's what they're doing with it. That it's basically like the same type of stadium they're making as the Padres stadium. It's like Fenway Park and the Padres all in one, basically. They're going to have a green monster wall, but where they have that left field green monster wall, they're also going to have like that big mill building where the Padres have that right behind the green monster in Worcester. So that's what they're making for the ballpark plan there for the new Woo Sox baseball team in 2 years. That's cool though that he was able to go into the major or any place, get like even be drafted by like a major league program and go into a farm system someplace. Like that's pretty big of an honor just doing that, considering how many rounds there are in the MLB draft and how many players go off of that. But here we are. We're almost ready to go back to action. Currently at halftime. Going to update you guys with the score here for all you joining me back here. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. 38-27 right now, as the Zags do have that 11-point lead. Next game, Texas Tech against Michigan, the 3 versus the 2. Right after the conclusion of this one, I'll be doing that stream. Purdue up at the half against Tennessee, 40-25, but here we are back to action. Florida State with the inbound. They have the ball. Florida State in the black jerseys, gold lettering. Gonzaga in the white jerseys, dark blue lettering. Here we are back to action. Oh, and he started off. Lob pass over the top, and he jam it down right there in the alley-oop. So Gonzaga wasn't ready to play defense when they got back to action. Christ Kumaji two-hand jams it down. Yeah, I've got Michigan in that one as well against Texas Tech. Both of those teams are 2 top 5 defenses going at it. 38-29 to score. Gonzaga with the ball at the free throw circle. They pass it back to the top of the key. So the Zags have it, dribbling with it. Josh Perkins, top of the key. And now with the right elbow, he passes it off. Top of the free throw circle. Takes the jumper. Brandon Clark knocks it down. Swoosh on that one. 40-29. Zags are up by 11. 19:05 left to go in the second. Florida State with the ball top of the key here. Trent Forrest. He passes left wing of the perimeter to Savoy now. Terrence Mann, who had the ball for a second, to Anthony Polite. Dishes it back outside. Trying to make his way up the court. And they pass it back. Top of the key. 3. No good. Offensive rebound, though, by Mann. Terrence Mann takes it back outside. 3 ball left wing. No good. Another offensive rebound. And a putback up and in. It circles around the rim. for the big man. Christ Kumaji is 7'4" for Florida State. Bank that one home. 40-31. Zags with the ball up by 9. 18:25 left to go. Before the end of the game, they have it top of the key here. Brandon Clark trying to take it inside. Spin move. Feeds the ball off right side baseline to Hachimura. Ball gets tipped out of bounds. Almost stolen. Gonzaga gets it back, though, in the lane. They pass it. This time it's stolen. Florida State with the ball. 18:10 left to go. Right wing of the three-point perimeter man. He passes it off to the top of the key. MJ Walker trying to dribble inside. And a foul called with 18:04 left to go. Gonna update you guys here with the score. So 40-31 right now is the score. Gonzaga up by 9. 18:04 left to go in this game. Gonzaga has a 264-1 record when leading by 11 or more points at the half. The only loss was the 2006 regional semifinal against UCLA. That is a crazy record by Mark Few's squad. 264 wins and 1 loss when they've led at halftime by 11 points or more. And their only loss was in the 2006 regional final to UCLA. Florida State spin move inside, banks it home right there off the backboard. 40-33. 17:50 left to go. Gonzaga with the ball. They take it past the timeline. They pass the ball, and now they try to feed it inside. And a quick move right there. Missed the layup, but his teammate gets the offensive rebound. And let's see. He did put it back up and in, but I think there was a foul called right before the play on the last one, so don't count the bucket, as we'll look at the scoreboard graphic when we do load it up. So the last play just too high off the backboard, but the put back up and in, we'll see here if the graphic changed. So the graphic did not change on the scoreboard, so it was a foul before the offensive rebound put back. First shot at the line here by Gonzaga. It goes down by Zach Norvell. 41-33, Gonzaga at the free throw line with 17:44 left to go. Second shot knocks that one down as well. Nine-point lead here. Florida State with the ball. Double team trap set by Gonzaga. They get it passed out the trap, though. Take it past the timeline. Now they're trying to spin under the basket here. They feed the ball underneath the basket. Stolen away by Gonzaga. Gonzaga takes it past the timeline with a burst of speed. They're at the free throw circle now, trying to make their way in the key. They pass it back outside to the top. They pass it off, and it's a deep three. Top of the key. Knocks that one down by the Zags. 45-33 by Gonzaga off the top of the key. 3 ball from the outside. Zach Norvell with 11 points. 3 for 4 from three-point range. 17 minutes left remaining. Florida State with the ball. They pass it left wing in that three-point perimeter. Raekwon Gray with the ball, and we have a turnover on the court committed by the Seminoles. So they are in trouble at this stage of the game right now. They are down by 12 at the moment. Gonzaga gets the ball back on the inbound. We're under 17 minutes left to go in this one. 45-33. Yeah, Florida State, they need to start hitting some 3-ball shots in this one. They're in trouble right now, down by 12. With 16:41 left to go. Florida State shooting 2 for 13 from behind the arc. Gonzaga's 6 for 14, so big difference right now. That was a turnover by Gonzaga, so Florida State will get the ball back. 12-point game, Gonzaga with a lead. 16:35 left to go. Top of the key here for the Seminoles. They've only hit 2 3-point shots out of 13 so far. They have it right wing of the perimeter, Trent Forrest. Forrest trying to dribble right side baseline inside. 16:20 left to go. He's in the key. Floats, and nice pass right there to his teammate. Jams it down as the 7'4" Christ Kumaji. 45-35 right there in the key. Trent Forrest with another assist. Top of the key 3, Gonzaga. No good. Fight for the rebound, and they do have it. Raekwon Gray with a rebound by Florida State. 10-point game. Forrest trying to take it inside. No good. No foul called either on that one. Gonzaga with a rebound. 15:50 left to go. Pushing tempo. Left elbow. They kick it back outside. Left wing. They pass it off. Right wing of the perimeter here for the Zags. Trying to make their move in the key. Dribbling all around the court. They have it at the free throw circle. Trying to make their move, and they're stripped of the ball here. Pushing tempo. Florida State now it off the steal. Seminoles, no good. Second chance. And a foul called, committed by Gonzaga. Going to update you guys with a score. 10-point game. Currently, the Zags holding on 45-35 with 15:42 left to go remaining in this game. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. This is Behind New York Basketball on YouTube. So let's see the leading scorers here for Gonzaga. They have three players right now, as that just updated, in double-digit points. Zach Norvell leading the way, 11 points currently for the Zags, and then 10 points by Rui Hachimura, and also Josh Perkins with 10 points. For Florida State, the leading scorer, Christ Kumaji, 8 points right now for the Seminoles, 7 points by Trent Forrest. Christ Kumaji is one of the tallest players in the tournament, right behind Taco Fall, who's 7'6". Christ Kumaji is 7'4". So Augie, gonna grab a bite to eat in between games. Oh yeah, I'll have a snack in between my games here before I go back to Texas Tech against Michigan. So that's what I usually do before games here. I'll usually have a snack. I'll usually get something to drink as well between my games. Get something to give me an energy boost over here, because most likely I'll be up probably till like midnight tonight covering these games, because Michigan against Texas Tech right after. I don't think that one tips off till around like 9:40 or so. But yeah, usually these late games have been like crazy how late they go to. I covered UCF against VCU last Friday, and that was a crazy one. It went to like almost midnight. But yeah, long day basically the same thing as the ACC tournament. But yeah, I love it. Definitely great to call these games on my channel. And if you're new, feel free to check out my channel. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. Hit that like button, as well as I call play-by-play the March Madness action inside the Sweet 16 all the way up to the national championship game coming soon on Monday, April 8th. But here we are, 2 games today. This is stream number 1 out of stream 2 today. I'll be back tomorrow as well, covering 2 games. LSU against Michigan State, the 3 versus 2 starting out tomorrow. And then also Duke against Virginia Tech in the late game tomorrow night. Yeah, I fell out of bracket, but yeah, it's been busted basically. I did take Duke and North Carolina to the national championship, but I did take 2 higher seeds out to the Final Four. Cincinnati as a 7. I thought that they could make like a deep run in the tournament. I also took Cincinnati in there as like a Final Four team, but yeah, that did not happen. Or Cincinnati as a Final Four team. I also took Syracuse as well, which yeah, that didn't happen either. They lost to Baylor. But yeah, I thought Cincinnati could beat Iowa. Like early in the game, they were up by 13, and then they just blew it later on. So here we are, back to action. First shot, no good at the free throw line by Florida State. Second one goes down, 45-36. Yeah, I had no clue that Baylor, with the injuries they had, would have beat Syracuse. That shocked me in the first round. So here we are, back to action. Gonzaga with the ball at the right wing of the three-point perimeter. Josh Perkins passes to the free throw circle to Rui Hachimura. Takes the jumper at the circle. No good. Rebounded there by Kumaji of Florida State. 9-point game currently. 15-10 left to go. Florida State trying to take it inside. They have it in the key. They float up the shot. Then right there, they bank it home. 45-38, cutting this Gonzaga lead at the moment. So 7-point game right now, 14:50 left to go remaining in this one. Gonzaga underneath the basket with the ball, and they bank it home right there. Underneath the basket, Rui Hachimura off the glass, up and in. He has 12 points, leading the team today. 47-38, the Zags up by 9. Florida State with the ball now in the key. Right side baseline, takes the jumper. Banks that one home. Off the window, Trent Forrest. 47-40, Gonzaga with the ball. They're pushing tempo. They get it past the timeline in the key right now. Floating up a shot, and the foul called as there's a foul on the floor. It looks like Gonzaga will go to the free throw line, shoot 2 free throws. So that was a foul committed by Florida State on the play. Gonna update you guys here with a score in the chat, 47-40 at the moment. Gonzaga with a 7-point lead. Last play right there, Rui Hachimura working on Christ Kumaji inside that low post, and Christ Kumaji gets called with a blocking foul. 14-19 left to go. Rui Hachimura at the free throw line. First shot goes down, 48-40. Gonzaga up by 8. So Rui Hachimura has double-digit points this season in 35 out of the 35 games he's played this season. The leading scorer on Gonzaga, he averages just below 20 points per game. Hit the first shot home. Rui Hachimura, 61% free throw, or 75% free throw shooter, shooting the ball at 61% from the floor, which ranks fourth. What's that? Yeah, third in the conference for the WCC. Second shot goes down. 49-40. Florida State with the ball. Top of the key here, dribbling with it. MJ Walker trying to make his move in the key, passes it outside, and they lob it up over the top. Nice deflection right there by Gonzaga. The ball gets tipped out of bounds, but the Seminoles will get it back here in the inbound with 13-19 left to go. So still a 9-point game. 49-40, 13:59 left to go. Florida State to inbound. They do. They pass it right corner. Nice save. That ball was almost going out of bounds. The Seminoles have it. Right wing of the perimeter. Trent Forrest dribbling at the right elbow inside the free throw circle. Passes it back now. MJ Walker takes the 3, and just as the shot clock expires, he gets that one off. No good, though. Rebounded by Gonzaga with the ball left wing. And he's stripped from behind. Florida State with the ball now. They take it past the timeline. Mann trying to take it home. Oh, and he slams it down right there by Terrence Mann. 49-42. Florida State down by 7. Hit those like buttons, guys. Subscribe as well if you're new to my channel. Terrence Mann with 5 points right now. Gonzaga up by 7. 49-42. The Zags with the ball with 13:15 left to go. They take it past the timelines. Perkins passes right wing perimeter. Norvell feeds it down right side baseline. No good. Putback slam. It goes down for Jeremy Jones off the bench for the Zags. 51-42. Florida State now with the ball. They take it past the timeline. We have 12:50 left to go. Man, no good with that 3 ball from the right corner. Rebounded by Gonzaga. Here we go. 1-on-1. Trying to take it to the hole. No good. Oh, the putback slam. Brandon Clark with authority right there on the jam. 53-42 at the moment. What a game here. 12:39 left to go. This Gonzaga team on all these offensive putbacks. This has been crazy, just slamming it down with authority. All these just man's jams by the Zags. Just incredible putbacks on the play. We do have an injury on the court. A Florida State player. Yeah, you just ran over by Hachimura right there. Florida State players in some serious pain. We got 12:39 left to go. Not good for the Seminoles here at the moment. As this whole crowd's gone to silence, this is not good at all. Serious pain for PJ Savoy as he was trying to guard Hachimura as he took it inside, and Hachimura missed the shot, and it was a putback slam by the Zags by Brandon Clark. But yeah, PJ Savoy for Florida State's down on the ground in a lot of pain. Looks like an arm injury or a shoulder injury. Does not. Yeah, it looks like a left shoulder injury. Ouch. That is not good. PJ Savoy coming into this game for Florida State was averaging 6 points per game. He's also a senior on this team, one of the bench players for PJ Savoy. Let's see his point total here. He was at 6 points tonight when he got hurt. So PJ Savoy on the game. Yeah, one of their top bench players, PJ Savoy, with a left shoulder injury, currently out of the game for Florida State. It does not look good. He was run over in the lane by Hachimura of Gonzaga. Here we are back to action. Florida State with the ball top of the key, Trent Forrest. They are down by 11 once again. They pass it off right wing perimeter with Mann. Terrence Mann passes it, and now it's to the left wing here. Trying to take that inside. Jumper. Oh, it's blocked by Gonzaga. What a denial. Going the length of the court and the slam. Corey Kispert on a fast break. Two-hand jams it down like a man's jam. 12:05 left to go. Florida State in trouble. Three ball. Oh, that might have got them back in the game. Hit the right corner three when they needed it the most right there. 55-44 timeout on the floor. That was a huge three-point shot from the right corner. Gonna update you guys with the score here. What a great game as far as back and forth action in this one. 55 to 45 at the moment. We have 12:03 left to go. And this one just updated you guys with the score. If you're new to my channel, hit those like buttons down below. Subscribe as well, as this is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. So Owen Parkin in the chat asking me what's happening in the other game between Purdue and Tennessee. Right now, that game just got back to second half action. Purdue is up 40-28 against Tennessee with 19:20 left to go. So Purdue has the lead. They are up by 12 points against Tennessee, 40-28. Thank you so much, Owen, for joining me in here. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well, as I call play-by-play the March Madness games throughout the Sweet 16 and into all the way through Final Four National Championship as well. So let's see for Purdue. 15 points leading the way is Carson Edwards in that game. He went off for 42 points against Villanova in the last game. Let's see here the leading scorer in this one. Florida State leading the way, 11 points by Trent Forrest. For Gonzaga, they have 3 players in double-digit points. Rui Hachimura, 14 points right now, leading the way for the Zags. 11 points, Zach Norvell. 10 points as well by Josh Perkins. Hey, thank you so much, man. No problem. So yeah, that's really odd. So wherever you are, so Owen, wherever you are, the network must be having some issues with the game. That's so weird. But yeah, I call play-by-play the March Madness games. I've been doing this throughout the season. I've been doing this for about 2 months now, and my channel is almost at 100 subs, which is absolutely great in 2 months. So make sure to hit that thumbs up button if you haven't done so already. Subscribe as well if you're new to my channel. But yeah, I call play-by-play the March Madness games. Thank you so much for telling me that I've been doing a great job. Currently on the commercial break here. 10-point game, Zags with a 10-point lead. 12:03 left to go when we do get back to action. As, yeah, we'll see if Florida State can make this 10-point comeback in this one. But, yeah, 3 players in double-digit action for the Zags. Hachimura, Novell, and Perkins at the moment. Just been great back-and-forth action the past few minutes with incredible putbacks and slams by the Zags on the other end of the court. Florida State with a 3-ball from the right corner, keeping them in the game. They were down by 13. They just hit the 3-point shot as we went to commercial break. But here we are, getting ready to go back to action. So it looks like we do have network issues on a CBS channel, wherever that is, someplace in the U.S. So people have been sent here to Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube to stay in the know with the game, as I've got you covered right now. 55-45, Gonzaga takes it past the timeline. Also, Purdue is up against Tennessee 44-32 with 17:45 left to go in that game. Gonzaga with the ball here. They're at the left wing of the three-point perimeter. They have the ball into the hands of Jeremy Jones, passes it off top of the key here with Brandon Clark. Clark trying to take it inside, stolen from behind. Florida State with a steal. 11:35 left to go. The Seminoles down by 10. They have the ball, trying to take it in the lane. Forrest. Oh, he's denied, and the ball goes back to Gonzaga. What a block by the Zags right there with 11:29 left to go as Trent Forrest tried to take it into the key, and no way he could hit that shot home. He was swatted right there, right in front of him. Another TV timeout on the court. Basically back-to-back plays here with TV timeout. So I'm going to update you guys with a score once again. I'll see what's going on against Purdue against Tennessee as well. That game is coming up to this one, basically. Purdue against Tennessee started out later, like 20 minutes later than this game, and that game has like 17 minutes left to go. This one has around 11 and a half. But In the 3 versus 2 battle, Purdue is up against Tennessee 46-32 with 17-11 left to go in that one. In this game, Gonzaga currently up against Florida State 55-45. If you're new to my channel, hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well as I call play-by-play the March Madness games throughout the rest of the tournament. Join me back next game, Texas Tech, Michigan. After the conclusion of this one, I'll do that stream. Late games today. Basically, but here we are on a commercial break. Let's see some of these team stats as we're looking at it. Gonzaga shooting the ball around 5% better than Florida State at the moment. Gonzaga shooting the ball at 45% from the floor. Florida State shooting at 40% from the floor. The three-pointers is what's made the difference in this one. Gonzaga shooting 6 for 15 from the outside. Florida State's 3 for 16 on today's game. So the three-point shooting percentage telling the tale at the moment. Gonzaga shooting 40% from three-point range. Florida State shooting 19% from three-point range. So a big percentage drop-off there with both of those teams. Also the rebounds. Gonzaga out-rebounding Florida State at the moment 30-25 in this one. So we're currently on the commercial break. We're going to get back to action momentarily. This is Behind New York Basketball on YouTube. I do play-by-play the March Madness action. Purdue is also up by 16 against Tennessee. It is 49-33 in that one with 16:20 left to go. So Purdue has the lead, and now they just keep on adding it. They just hit a jumper with Ryan Klein. They are up 51-33. So Purdue came to play today to eliminate Tennessee. So here we are getting ready to go back to action with Gonzaga and Florida State off this timeout. We're almost ready here. If you were just wondering, Purdue has a huge lead against Tennessee. The score is 51-36. Purdue up against Tennessee, 15-36 left to go in that game. Here we are getting ready to go back to action. Gonzaga against Florida State when we do. And here we are, back to action. Gonzaga with an inbound pass as the ball goes into the hands of Josh Perkins. Passes it to the left part of the timeline as they do pass it here for Gonzaga. They have it into the hands of Brandon Clark. Brandon Clark, left side baseline, trying to dribble up underneath the basket. No good by Clark. Rebounded by Florida State. Florida State with the ball. They pass the top of the key here. Trent Forrest with it. He's at the top of the key. Dribbles back out towards that March Madness logo for Forrest. 10:50 left to go in this game. Florida State with the ball, and they pass it left wing of that three-point perimeter. And now they lob it over inside. Jumper, left elbow, no good off the top of the iron. Rebounded by Brandon Clark of Gonzaga. Gonzaga with a 10-point lead, 55-45. 10:40 left to go. As the Zags have the ball, they take it past the right side of the timeline. They dribble towards that top of the key. This is Perkins with the ball. He passes right wing of the perimeter. He still has the ball in his hands. He passes it off to Clark. Brandon Clark, top of the key, passes it back to Perkins. Perkins, 5 on the shot clock for the Zags. Perkins with 3, with 2, floats up a shot, and he airballs in. A shot clock violation with 10:17 left to go. So bad sequence of play right there by Gonzaga. That was a shot clock violation on the last play. Florida State will get the inbound. And the Seminoles pass the timeline here. As that is Trent Forrest with the ball. Forrest passes left wing of the perimeter to Terrence Mann. Lob pass underneath the basket. Tried to go for the layup. Is blocked underneath, but Gonzaga last touched it on the block, so Florida State will get the ball back on the inbound. Cabangeli was the player underneath the basket for the Seminoles. Couldn't bank the shot home, but Florida State will get the inbound. 9:59 left to go. Florida State with the ball. They pass it left corner with it, and they lob it over the top. Stolen away by Gonzaga. Here we are, 2-on-1 fast break. And, oh, what a block from behind by Florida State. But Wow, bodies just crashing to the floor right there. Huge block from behind on a 2-on-1 fast break by Florida State, as that was a huge block by Trent Forrest as Zach Norvell tried to slam it down for Gonzaga, and he got denied from the back by Forrest. Gonna update you guys with the score. 10-point lead by the Zags. The Zags have the ball. They pass in. Stolen away by Florida State. A lot of good sequences of plays. Forrest trying to lay it up and in, and we got ourselves a foul called on the play when 9:45 left to go. Back-to-back steals on the last two sequences of the game here. 9:45 left to go in this one. 10-point lead for Gonzaga. Florida State with the inbound. They pass it off to the top of the key to Raquan Gray. He passes left wing. Lob pass now for the Seminoles. And another foul on the reach-in committed. This time, I believe it was Killian Tilly with a reach-in foul for Gonzaga. So if you're new to my channel, hit those like buttons down below. Subscribe as well as I call play-by-play to March Madness action. Join me for my next stream after this one, Texas Tech against Michigan. Here we are getting ready for another inbound by Florida State. Lob pass over the top. Big body inside. No good on a shot. Hit the top of the iron and rolled out as that shot was no good by Cabangeli. Rebounded by Gonzaga here. Gonzaga at the top of the key. They have the ball. Josh Perkins has it in his hands at the free throw circle. Passes. Right wing three outside. No good by the Zags. Rebounded by Raquan Gray of Florida State. We have 9:10 left to go. Gonzaga with a 10-point lead, 55-45. Florida State with the ball. Gray trying to take it inside. He passes it. And a foul called with 9:08 left to go. Going to update you guys here in the chat with the score. Florida State currently down by 10 at the moment. Zach Norvell with 11 points checking back into the game for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. 9:08 left to go. I'll go over during the commercial break who's the leading scorers of this game for both of these teams. 14 points by Rui Hachimura leading the way for the Zags. No points in the last 3 minutes by Florida State. They get the inbound, though. Ball into the hands of Raquan Gray of Florida State. Forrest now with it. Floats up the shot up and into the key by Trent Forrest. 55-47 right now. Back to an 8-point game. 8:50 left to go. Gonzaga with the ball. They take it past the timeline. Hachimura with it. Left baseline. He passes it back outside to Tilly. Oh, nice pass. Gets behind the defense and two-hand jams it down. Rui Hachimura. And he's fouled as well, so Hachimura will go to the line for the and one. Huge slam dunk right there by Rui Hachimura of Gonzaga. (57-47). I believe that foul was from behind by Fiondu Cabangeli of Florida State. Shot at the free throw line. No good by Hachimura on the and one. Rebounded by Florida State. They take it past the timeline. Cabangeli in foul trouble right now. 3 fouls committed by Fiondu Cabangeli of Florida State. 10-point game. Florida State with the ball. They have it in the key to kick it back outside. Left wing of the 3-point perimeter here for the Seminoles. Trying to take that one in the key. And a foul called on the play. Hit those like buttons, guys, down below. Subscribe if you're new as well to my channel as I call play-by-play on March Madness games throughout the Sweet 16 into the Elite 8, into the Final 4 as well. And also the National Championship game on Monday, April 8th. So Florida State right now, they are down by 10 points, but they need to start draining some threes to get back into this one. They have the ball, though, inside, and they bake it home right there as that shot goes in off the window by Cabangeli. 8:05 left to go. That was a huge bucket by FSU to get back into this one. Almost a steal by the Seminoles as well. A foul called on the play. 57-49. Just updated you guys with a score. Bang those like buttons down below if you're new to my channel. Subscribe as well as I call play-by-play the March Madness games. After this, Texas Tech against Michigan. I'll have the score for you guys on that one. Purdue is currently up 53-41. Make it 56 now. 56-41 against Tennessee with 13:40 left to go in that game. Here we are back to action. Gonzaga with the ball with the inbound. They have an 8-point lead. They have it left wing perimeter with the ball into the hands of Corey Kispert. He passes left wing here. Josh Perkins with the ball. Perkins trying to take it inside. Kicks it back outside. Hachimura jumper. Free throw circle. No good. Offensive rebound. Stolen away though by the Seminoles. Florida State 2-on-1. Oh, and the jam! The alley-oop pass right there. Transition by FSU. 57-51 right now. Florida State coming back in this 6-point game. Timeout on the floor by Mark Few. Off the steal in the key. Florida State on the 2-on-1. Raekwon Gray with the alley. The oop jam right there. Put down by Fiondu Kabengele. Gonna update you guys with the score here. We're currently on a TV timeout. Hit those like buttons if you haven't already done so. This is going to be a great finish. Hopefully, Gonzaga and Florida State. 7:34 left to go when we do get back into the game. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. So here we are. 6-point game. Going to get really interesting. As far as we got 9x9 Parabellum here in the chat with his Florida State logo. Thank you so much, man, for joining me in the chat. Of course, a Noles fan as well. And we'll look at what's going on in this game at the moment. So leading the way for Florida State as for scoring is Trent Forrest. He has 13 points right now for the Noles. 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals on the game so far by Trent Forrest. Kabengele in a little bit of foul trouble. 3 fouls committed by Kabengele, but he has 8 points so far for the Noles. As we look to the leading scores for Gonzaga, it looks like this. Rui Hachimura, 16 points at the moment. 11 points by Zach Norvell. 10 points by Josh Perkins. Hit those like buttons down below. Subscribe as well if you're new to my channel, as I call play-by-play the March Madness games. Here we are on a TV timeout, guys. 6-point game in this one. There's another game going on between Purdue and Tennessee. Purdue is currently up 56-47 with 13:20 left to go in action in that game. After this one, Texas Tech against Michigan. I'll have the stream for you guys on that game. Jarrett Culver leading the Red Raiders in points per game, assists per game, and rebounds per game. Going up against the Michigan Wolverines. Should be an interesting game between both of those teams. Both of those teams as well rank top 5 in defense, I think. Fewest points allowed as well. I think Texas Tech ranks 3 in the nation in fewest points allowed, and Michigan's number 2 in fewest points allowed in basketball. Of course, the team that's number 1 in fewest points allowed, Virginia, plays tonight against Oregon. So here we are on a commercial break. What has gone down in this game as far as team stats? I'm going to look at it right here. Florida State was down throughout this entire game in shooting percentage from the floor. They have crawled back to make this shooting percentage dead even with Gonzaga. Both of these teams at 41% shooting from the floor at the moment. Gonzaga out-rebounding Florida State 35-29, but three-pointers has been a little bit of a difference. Gonzaga 6 for 16 from behind the arc. Florida State 3 for 16. If FSU needs to get back into this game and cut this 6-point lead by the Zags, they need to hit at least 3 more 3-point shots before this game is done. We got the TC gang back in the chat. What is up, TC gang? Thanks so much, man, for joining me back here. Here we are back to action. Gonzaga with the inbound. 6-point lead by the Zags. 57-51. 7:25 left to go. Left wing of the 3-point perimeter for Gonzaga. They have it. Brandon Clark dribbles towards the top of the key here. And Gonzaga has only made 1 shot in the past 5 minutes from the field. Hit those like buttons, guys. Down below, subscribe if you're new to my channel. Gonzaga with the ball. They pass it. Left wing of the perimeter. They pass it in the key here. Gonzaga, Clark, trying to make his move in the key. Jumper. And he gets fouled. Or no, offensive foul on the play. So that's a turnover by Gonzaga. Florida State will get the ball. So that was an offensive foul. Let's see on this last play. Brandon Clark of Gonzaga gets called with an offensive foul working on Trent Forrest, and Florida State will get the ball back. So that is a huge turnover at this time in the game. Florida State with the ball, top of the key. Trying to make their way inside. Oh, what a block by Brandon Clark. Just completely swatted out one away from Forrest as he was trying to go inside and lay it in. Another block by Brandon Clark. He ranks 3rd in college basketball in blocks per game. Gonzaga with the ball. 6:40 left to go. They have it at the top of the key here. This is Josh Perkins. He passes it in a floater. Oh, he missed the alley-oop. Clark missed the alley-oop on the Perkins pass. But a foul called on the play. I think Kumaji got charged with a foul by Florida State. 57-51 the score. Let's see what happened here. Last pass, Perkins trying to feed that one to Clark in the alley-oop, and Clark just missed the putback, but on the rebound, he was fouled. So here we are at the free throw line. First shot goes down for Brandon Clark. It's 58-51 Zags. He'll have a second shot here at the free throw line. And that one's no good by Brandon Clark. 58-51 is the score. We're under 6.5 left to go. Florida State. Oh, and they take it in the key and lay it up and in right there in the little floater. And they got it to go. 58-53, 6:15 left to go. 5-point game, and we got ourselves a timeout on the floor with 6:13 left. Florida State with quite a bit of a run thanks to this guy, Trent Forrest, putting that one home inside the lane, working on Brandon Clark. He's got a couple of shots blocked today, but he keeps on going and attacking to the net, and that's what you got to like about Trent Forrest in this game right now. 58-53, Gonzaga with the ball with 6:10 left to go in this one. And they pass it to the right wing of the perimeter now. Perkins with it. He passes right wing for Gonzaga. Tilly passes now. Free throw circle. Clark floats up the shot. No good off the top of the iron. And he gets his own offensive rebound, though. Brandon Clark sets up the offense, puts it back now into the hands of Perkins for Gonzaga. Gonzaga with the ball. Left wing of the three-point perimeter. Dribbling towards the top of the key with Norvell. Norvell passes right wing here. Back to Perkins. Perkins top of the key with 5:35 left to go. He passes it off. Hachimura. Jumper in the key. Rui. No good. Put back up and in. Right there by Tilly. 60-53. 7-point game. It's just too many offensive rebounds by Gonzaga in this one. And that's been the key to second chance points right now. 5:15 left to go. Florida State with the ball, and it looks like we do have a stoppage in time on the court. 7-point game, but Florida State very well in this. So we do have a stoppage in time on the court. Just the offensive rebounds have been a killer for Florida State today. Gonzaga with 11 offensive boards, 6 boards by the Noles today on the offensive end. We just had, looks like an offensive foul committed by Florida State, so that's a turnover. So Gonzaga will get the ball back on the inbound here. 5:10 left to go. Gonzaga with the ball. They take it past the timeline with Perkins. Perkins, he passes top of the key here to Brandon Clark. Clark, left elbow, passes back to Perkins. Perkins now trying to dribble left side baseline. He takes it back outside. Clark now takes it back towards that top of the key, back to Perkins with 6 on the shot clock. Perkins, 3, left wing, no good. Too strong. Offensive rebound by Tilly of Gonzaga. Bodies collide on the court. Foul is called by Florida State, so Gonzaga will go to the free throw line to shoot in the bonus, the 1-and-1. Anthony Polite got charged with the foul by Florida State on the last play, trying to go up for the rebound. 4:46 left to go. Also to make note, Purdue is leading Tennessee 63-51 with 11.5 left to go in that game. But here we are at the free throw line with Killian Tilly of Gonzaga. He is here for the 1-and-1. He's a 69% free throw shooter. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button down below. Subscribe as well. Tilly missed it. Rebounded by Florida State. Still a 7-point game. Seminoles take it past the timeline here. Trent Forrest with the ball at the top of the key. Forrest with the right wing with the ball of the perimeter. He tries to take it inside. In the key now, Forrest. Left side baseline. Dribbling still with the ball. Trent Forrest puts it home. Up and in off the glass for the Seminoles 5-point game. 60-55. Gonzaga with the ball. 4:20 left remaining. And another foul committed by Florida State. So Gonzaga will go back to the free throw line for the 1-and-1. Once again in the bonus, Terrence Mann with a foul in the backcourt. 60-55 is the score. Let me know in the chat down below who you like in this game, Gonzaga or Florida State. We have 4:18 left to go. It looks like Gonzaga will shoot shots at the free throw line. In the 1-and-1 will be Gino Crandall. He's a 71% free throw shooter. Missed it. Rebounded by Florida State. That is back-to-back misses. What has kept Florida State in this game is the poor free throw shooting by Gonzaga. Florida State trying to take it inside, and they are fouled, and Trent Forrest will go to the line to shoot 2 here for the Noles. What a game between both of these teams. Florida State was down, I believe, as much as 14 points in this one. They've climbed back. It's only 5 points right now, but they have a chance to cut this Zags lead to 3 points with Trent Forrest at the free throw line. This season, Trent Forrest is a 78% free throw shooter. We have 4:11 left to go. Hit those like buttons if you haven't down below. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button as well. Try to get me to 100 subs before the end of the night. First shot at the free throw line. No good by Trent Forrest. Still a 5-point game. Gonzaga's free throw shooting at the line today has allowed Florida State to crawl back up in this one. Gonzaga has made 8 free throw shots out of 12 attempts. So they've missed 4 of them. That's allowed Florida State to get back to the line. Second shot, knocks that one down right there by Trent Forrest. 4-point game. Getting interesting. 60-56. 4:11 left to go. Trent Forrest checks out of the game here for the Seminoles. Hit those like buttons, guys. Subscribe as well to my channel as I call play-by-play to March Madness games. Here we are back to action. Gonzaga with the ball, trying to take that past the timeline. Double team trap set up by Florida State. The Zags do take it past the timeline, though, with Perkins. He's at the edge of the March Madness logo. Perkins dribbling right wing of the 3-point perimeter here. He's at the right elbow, dribbling with the ball. He passes top of the key to Brandon Clark. Passes it off. Left wing, dribbling baseline now, Zach Norvell. Norvell feeds it back out. Left elbow here to Clark. Brandon Clark backing his way. Spin move inside. Oh, what a block right there by Kevin Gelly of Florida State on Brandon Clark. 3:35 left to go. FSU with the ball. And it was almost stolen away by Gonzaga, but Florida State still has it working inside the low post. No good. Too strong off the top of the backboard. Bad shot selection taken by Devin Vassell on the key. Rebounded by Gonzaga. 4-point lead for the Zags. 3:15 left to go. 42% shooting on the night so far by Florida State. 40% by Gonzaga. Their average has dropped throughout this game. Their shooting percentage. Deep 3, Gonzaga knocks it down. 23-footer goes down from the left wing by the Zags. Huge shot by Zach Norvell right there from the outside. 63-56. Gonna update you guys with the score. 2:40 left to go. Florida State with the ball, and oh wow, it's stolen away right there. Low post. It was stolen by Gonzaga. 2:35 left remaining. They take it past the timeline here for the Zags, as they have it at the top of the key here for Gonzaga. The ball into the hands of Zach Norvell. He just hit a huge 3-point shot from like 23 feet out. Norvell passes right wing perimeter back to Norvell. 2:20 left to go. Norvell dribbling, step back 3. Norvell, no good that time, off the top of the iron. Rebounded by Terrence Mann of Florida State. Florida State takes it past the timeline and pass it. Left corner 3, FSU, no good. Rebounded by Brandon Clark of Gonzaga, and a foul from behind called, committed by Florida State. Brandon Clark will go to the free throw line with 2:06 left to go. Commercial break right now. If you haven't done so already, hit those like buttons. Subscribe as well to my channel as I call play-by-play in a March Madness action. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Right now, 2:06 left remaining in this game. 63-56. Going to update you guys on the score of the other game. What a comeback Tennessee's made. Purdue was up by, I think, like 15 points in this game against Tennessee. Now we have 8:20 remaining. The score is 65-60. Purdue holding on to a 5-point lead. But here we are, TV timeout between Gonzaga and Florida State. We're going to get back to action momentarily here with Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Let's see what's going on in this game as far as leading scores are going on in this one. Leading the way, Rui Hachimura, 16 points for the Zags. 14 points, Zach Norvell. He just hit a big 3-point shot from the outside to make Gonzaga's lead even bigger, 63-56 right now. And also Josh Perkins in there, 10 points for the Zags. Brandon Clark with 11. They do it so many ways. 4 players in double-digit points. Corey Kispert just needs to hit a 3-point shot, and that means Gonzaga would have all players in double-digit points if Kispert can add 3 more points to his profile before the night. What a game played, though, by Trent Forrest of Florida State tonight. Trent Forrest is the leading assist man on this team, averaging 3.7 assists per game. But right now, Trent Forrest in this one, doubling his season average. He averages 9 points per game. Right now, he's got 18 in this one. 7 for 10 from the field tonight by Trent Forrest. He keeps on going inside, trying to lay it up and float over shots over Brandon Clark. Sometimes they get blocked. Like I think a couple of times, I think on either 2 or 3 separate occasions, they've been blocked. But other than that, he's got 7 out of the 10 shots to fall down. Also, making note of Brandon Clark of Gonzaga right here. Brandon Clark has 5 blocks today. He also has double-doubles in this game. 11 points, 10 rebounds, 5 blocks, a steal, and 2 assists. Coming into this one, Brandon Clark of Gonzaga ranked 3rd in the nation in blocks per game, averaging just above 3 blocks per game. He crushed that value already. 5 blocks right now by Clark. Florida State has only led this game for 11 seconds. Gonzaga has held the lead for 35 minutes and 25 seconds in this one. 3-point shots, that's been the key in this game. Gonzaga 7 for 19 from 3-point range. Whereas for 3-point range here for Florida State, they are 3 for 17. If Florida State wants to get back in this, they need to hit 3 or 4 more 3-point shots before this game closes at the final buzzer for this one. So here we are getting ready to go back to action. Gonzaga at the free throw line with a 1-and-1, and they get that one barely off the front part of the iron, and it went into the net right there. 64-56, second shot, nails that one as well. 2:06 remaining. Back to a 9-point lead, 65-56. Florida State with the ball now, trying to work inside. Forrest underneath the basket, dribbles back outside here for the Seminoles. No points in the last 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Man with the ball, trying to take it inside. And no good. Too high off the backboard. Rebounded by Gonzaga with 1:43 left remaining. The Zags getting it past the timeline with Josh Perkins. Perkins with 1:33 left to go on the clock. He has it at the edge of the March Madness logo. Florida State still not going to foul. It's a 9-point game. Gonzaga's up 65-56. Perkins with the ball, top of the key. Dribbles towards the right wing of the perimeter here. 1:20 left remaining. 6 on the shot clock for Perkins. Lob pass over the top. Put back. Up and in right there by Gonzaga. Going for the exclamation point. Brandon Clark sends it home. 67-56. 11-point lead. Florida State. Floater. Forrest gets it to go. Big shot and a timeout called with 1:05 left remaining. Back to a 9-point lead. 67-58, currently on a TV timeout at the moment. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button, guys, down below. Subscribe to my channel, as well as I do play-by-play to March Madness games. We are currently on a TV timeout. 9-point lead at the moment by the Zags. We have 1:05 left remaining when we do get back to action. Florida State and their leading scorer today, Trent Forrest, just hit home his 20th point as he laid that one in the floater up in the lane, and he got it to go. Trent Forrest has basically done it himself today as the second leading scorer on Florida State. Only has 8 points. That is Christ Kumaji. For Gonzaga, the leading scorers look like this all around the board. Double-digit points by 4 out of the 5 players in the starting 5. Rui Hachimura leading the way for the Zags, 16 points tonight. Brandon Clark with 15. 14 points by Zach Norvell. Josh Perkins with 10 points adding in for the Gonzaga Bulldogs, and they have 1:05 left to go in this game. Here we are getting ready to go back to action. Mark Few's squad, can they make a run here at the Elite 8? Also with a scoreboard update, Purdue holds on to a 2-point lead against Tennessee. 6.5 left to go in that game. Purdue is up 67-65. But here we are, Gonzaga and Florida State. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to my channel on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Here we are back to action. Gonzaga gets it past the timeline. They pass the ball off, the ball into the hands of Josh Perkins at the March Madness logo. Florida State still not following, and they do with 57.5 seconds left to go. So the first foul just committed by Florida State will send Gonzaga to the charity stripe. 67-58 to score. Here we are at the free throw line. So actually a double bonus here for Gonzaga. First shot goes down. Chances are getting slim here for Florida State. Gonzaga just hit their first free throw with Perkins, 68-58. Josh Perkins on the season for Gonzaga. He's an 81% free throw shooter. Gonzaga with a 10-point lead, 68-58. Hit those like buttons down below, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. Second shot at the line goes down. 11-point lead here by the Zags. Florida State with the inbound. As they take that ball past the timeline, they have it off top of the key. They have it at the left wing. They take a three. No good. Rattled out, but he's fouled. So let's see. I think that's a shooting foul. So PJ Savoy will go to the line here to shoot 3 free throws if it's a 3-point foul on the play, or was it a rebounding foul? That's what the refs will look at. 52.6 seconds left to go. Gonzaga is up by 11. Florida State will be going to the free throw line either way. Yeah, Florida State at times, Midwest Sports, has kept this game close, but Gonzaga just too strong with the offensive putbacks. Too many second chance points in this one. So here we are back to action. It looks like there was a rebounding foul committed by Florida State, actually, and it's Gonzaga at the line with Rui Hachimura. So this game looks out of hand right now. Second shot, no good, though, by Hachimura. Rebounded by Florida State. Deep three, no good from the left corner, but the ball gets tipped out of bounds with 45.4 seconds left. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button, guys, down below. Subscribe, as well as I call play-by-play of March Madness games throughout the tournament. So make sure to hit that like button. Get up to 100 subs on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. No good on the inbound by Florida State from three-point range. Rebounded by Gonzaga, and this one basically over as they missed the opportunity for the alley-oop, but Gonzaga gets the ball back anyway. Foul committed by Florida State with 32.5 seconds left. 12-point game. So Gonzaga will go back to the free throw line in a double bonus once again. After this, join me for my next game, Texas Tech going up against Michigan. As I'll be doing that one after this game. So how do I get a chat back up on YouTube? That is interesting. Mine just usually appears up here all the time, but if you're doing a live stream video, there's something in the advanced settings that you have to put, and you have to make sure to check mark live chat. Both of the shots went down at the free throw line by Gonzaga. They have the 72-58 lead. This game looks like it's done, as the Florida State Seminoles could not do it tonight. And this one, shot no good, rebounded by the Zags. It looks like the Zags will be going to the Elite Eight once again. They made it all the way to the Final Four in 2017. What a game here. First time since 2 years ago in the Elite Eight here for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. As this game is finished 72-58, Gonzaga pulls out the victory here. As Midwest Sports says, it says unavailable. That is so weird. That is very weird why you can't get chat on there. There must be something. If you look up like a YouTube video on it, there must be something that will give you like a tutorial or something like that on why you can't get chat at this point. But this game is done. Gonzaga moving on to the Elite Eight, 72-58. They beat Florida State. Join me for my next stream. Michigan going up against Texas Tech. We'll start in around like 25-30 minutes from now or so. I'll have that stream for you guys. Texas Tech going up against Michigan. Whoever wins that game will play Gonzaga in the next one. So Midwest sports. I think what you should do, look at some like YouTube videos, search to see, just type in like on a YouTube search bar how to get chat back up on YouTube and see if anybody can provide you with that video, like a how-to video to do that or so. Somebody must know on there. Or you might have to go into your settings, like the settings in Creator Studio. Check your settings in Creator Studio and then see in the advanced settings in Creator Studio if you have chat enabled over there, if you had it taken off. But this has basically been it. Before you go, make sure to hit those like buttons down below. Subscribe if you're new as well. Let's get this channel up to 100 subs and above. As I started out 2 months ago calling play-by-play of March Madness games. Join me back for my next one. Michigan, the 2 seed, going up against Texas Tech. That one will start out shortly from now. This has been another presentation of Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Gonzaga in the Elite Eight will take on either Michigan or Texas Tech in the next one. Have a nice night, everybody. Join me for the next game starting soon.